And so now we're getting into the chunin exams. And so Naruto in the first exam he uses his wiseness and he doesn't need to cheat off of anybody. So he hits it, and now it's the second round. And by the way, Naruto took off all of his weight, which was, if you don't remember, 150 pounds. And so he takes all of that off, and when he does, he's ready to go to the next level, plus ultra style. Yes, I have to steal something from my hero. And so Naruto is getting ready to go, and then everybody's surprised, and then when Naruto's about to go into the forest with his team, before Naruto he goes, he taps his person on the shoulder, puts a flying Raijin seal on him and says, "I hope you have some good luck in your chunin exams." And then Naruto goes to knock the team out, and they get mad. And Naruto says, "No worries, I won't. I'll let you continue the chunin exams, and you might be able to come back next year. You know, if not, tough luck." And so then Naruto gets ready for battle against any people that are trying to attack him. But then Naruto says, "Forget this." So he makes a shadow clone go to the middle of the forest, and he tells the team, "I gotta go take a leak." And the shadow clone's already there and says, "Naruto, let's go." And then Naruto just does an almighty push, and then when he sees Orochimaru staring down at them, Naruto says, "The clone's there, guys, we can go." The clone sets it down, and then Naruto grabs each of them and says, "Flying Raijin." And then now he's in the middle of the forest. Orochimaru screams and says, "He got away!" And he says, "How get him? How get him? We always get him." Then Orochimaru licks his tongue and says, "I can't wait for that Uchiha body." And so Sasuke doesn't have it anymore because literally he just flying Raijins there. I believe Orochimaru would be mad. And so Naruto wants to fight. Oh, like he says, "Ooh, that was a close one. I read in the books. He was one of the legendary signing." They're like, "What?" And then Naruto says, "I need to tell Lord Dude about this." But they're at the tower before Gaara State. And so then they just sleep there because they got there the first day. They sleep there for the base at the tower for basically the rest of the week. And so Naruto just for the rest of the week just upset his wisdom 160 and starts training. And then when everybody else gets there, Naruto's like, "What's up, guys?" And then they're like, "How are you here before us?" Naruto says, "Do you know who I am? I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and I will be Hokage." They're like, scoffs because they even beat Minato's time. Come on, and Itachi's. Oh my god, bro. So Gaara is liking Naruto Uzumaki even more. And so now I'm gonna just skip it to the preliminaries. And so Naruto faces Kiba. So when Kiba does "Let's go Akamaru," Naruto does just does Shinran Tensei Almighty Push. And Kiba goes flying into the wall, getting knocked out. Yeah, he gets knocked out because nobody can take a Guinan can't take a Shinran Tensei to the face, so let's be honest. And so then Naruto says, scoffs and says, that was easy. And Naruto couldn't take the full extent, so he gets some bruises, like a bruise on the cheek and some scratches. So Hinata says, here Naruto. And Naruto says thank you and hugs Hinata, making her faint. Kunai catches her. And so Hamura and Haguruma are laughing, and Naruto said, and Kurama's happy because he's back with his master. And Haguruma says, Kurama, looks like you're having some fun. Kurama scoffs, and then Haguruma says, actually, I'll punish you now because Naruto's not here. And Kurama gets scared, and Haguruma says, you can't. No, I'm actually going to do it, Kurama. This is the perfect time. And so Kurama roars at Haguruma. Haguruma's like, is roaring at me gonna do anything? You better ready off your toes, beast bomb. And then Haguruma gives Kurama that beat down without Naruto knowing. And then Kurama and then Haguruma says, will you be a good boy? And then Kurama says, yes, father. And so then Kurama is basically happy that he's finally reunited with his father and hopes that nothing bad happens to him separates. But when the Fox doesn't know, when Naruto learns everything and when he is strong enough to attain their full power, which I believe if Hamura probably mastered his tensiegan, so I believe Hamura would be able to destroy the moon. If we're being honest, Toneri just learned how to use it. Hamura probably can destroy the moon, if we're being totally honest. No cap. And so Hamura is smiling and saying, I can't wait till we get him to full power with both of our full powers. When he masters all of our jutsu, he's gonna save us from the incoming threats. I sense, and Haguruma nods. And so Naruto's watching, and then when he sees, and he takes off his weights, by the way, so he could easily dodge Kiba's attack. So when Neji's about to strike Hinata, I'm gonna get with that part when he's about to strike Hinata. Naruto appears in front of him, and then Naruto says, Almighty push, pushing Neji into a wall, and Neji's like, coughs up, spit, and says, why'd you block my attack? Then Naruto says, I won't let you hurt one of my comrades. Then Hinata still goes to a medic, but it's nothing severe. And so Naruto's ready to battle for the chunin. But let's talk about the months. Oh, I forgot. Naruto does a Shinran Tensei in front of all the sand. Like, literally, when he's about to, Naruto just appears before the sand hits him and says, Shinran Tensei. And then he pulls Gaara towards him, then holds him by the collar and says, you're nothing but a one-tailed Jinchuriki. I'm the nine-tails. And then guess what? Tell Shukaku I said hi. and then Shukaku can hear Naruto, so Shukaku's like, how does this brat know my name? Only one person knows my name, and that's father. I want to take over and talk to this brat. And so then Naruto's getting ready for battle. And so then they tell him to chill out. And so Naruto, for the most training, he goes with Might Guy for 2 weeks and then Jiraiya for 2 weeks. But he does the Gambabunto fiasco in the first few days. And then he learns the rinnegan, and so he can do that. And also he can he mastered Flying Raging to a better extent. He can upgrade his rinnegan size and make it so that if he impales into somebody, they'll get destroyed. And Sasuke has a 3-tomoe Sharingan, if you didn't know that. And he learns how to use the Sharingan more because I would believe Kakashi would teach him that before the chunin exams. So he gets a sword, by the way, and he can infuse lightning chakra with it. And he learns Lee's taijutsu in case he faces Gaara of the Sand. And so he has Rock Lee, but Naruto's faster than Rock Lee, so he would have that edge on Sasuke. And also, he can do Naruto he can do a 2-tailed mode like the 8-tails can, because he can't do the KCM yet. He can do that when he turns 16, like I said. And so he also learns more rinnegan abilities, and he gets the 4th gate. And so he's faster than Lee without weights. And when he uses his 4th gate, godly, oh my. And also Naruto gets a sword too. And so he's just basically good at Sasuke, but better. And so Naruto's ready to battle. So when he meets Neji, Naruto takes off his sword and tells Neji, fate has chosen me like you said. And Neji says, no, you're wrong. Fate has decided this battle, and you can't beat me. I am a Hyuga. You're just a mere kid who doesn't know how to use his rinnegan to that extent of stronger people. And Naruto gets angry, and so they said match begin. Naruto says, Shinran Tensei, almighty pole. And Naruto says, I don't know how to use my rinnegan. Let me show you something. Naruto does that wheel thing, and he just uses it to smack Neji across. Then Neji starts using that rotation. Naruto says, you really gonna try something that weak? I only use 10% of my Shinran Tensei to even deflect that. Naruto does, and it deflects it. And so he does, so he deflects the attack towards him, and then Neji's running at Naruto. And then he tries to 64 palms, and Naruto is so fast, and Naruto says, then Naruto jumps back and says, your trigrams are baby work. Then Naruto says, let me show you true speed. And Naruto looks at Might Guy because Rock Lee was saved, but Rock Lee got out anyways. But I believe they would be there because he's not injured. And so he looks at Might Guy and says, Might Guy, this is for Hinata. He tried to hurt my comrade, and Might Guy nods. And so Naruto takes off all of his 250 pounds, and then Naruto says, see that? He smiles at the crowd. Then they're in shock. Says, how did this 9-tails brat take that much weight? And then Naruto takes off, and Hamura and Hagoromo are laughing in their head, saying, Naruto, you didn't have to. You could have just beaten him like that. Naruto smiles at them and says, I know. And so Naruto does. Then Naruto uses his two tails, which gives him this is like a 30 times multiplier and then he uses fourth gate. Then he takes a flying Rasen kunai out, and then Naruto's running at them with the kunai. And then when Neji tries the rotation, Naruto says, I saw that, and then he does a kunai behind him. Then when Neji tries, Naruto's with him, and then in the split second when he's about to do that, he grabs his hand, and he throws a kunai at his face. Neji does and says, that was your mistake, Neji. I could have just gave you a frontal attack if you caught that. But now you're gonna have to heal your back. Then Naruto teleports behind him and says, Omega Rasengan. And then it goes into Neji's back. Neji's back is almost broken, but Naruto let it go just in time, so it's just a bruise, but Neji got the wind taken out of him, so he's dead. And just in case, Naruto put a rod on Neji's back, like it's not gonna like put a hand in it, it's just to keep him down, draining his chakra. And then Naruto gets out of all his stuff, and they say then the third Hokage is impressed, and Orochimaru licks his son and says, this kid's good. I might have to make him my house instead of Sasuke. And then Hagura Hamura says, the supposed to be Kazekage seem bloodlusted. And then Naruto agrees, and then Naruto says hi to everybody, and then they call Naruto amazing. And then Tenten was surprised about that, but what happened, because he broke through Neji's defense. It's supposed to be his strongest defense, and nothing happened. He couldn't do anything. And so Tenten is like, this Uzumaki Naruto, he's something else. And so then Sakura says, Cha! And then Sasuke's not there. Rock Lee gives Naruto a fist bump and say, good job out there, Naruto. And then, and Naruto picks up his weights and stuff. And my guy tells Naruto to put back on his weights. And we're about to do some push-ups. I know I let you, but there's always a price when you do something like that, Naruto. And then Naruto cries and says, okay, sensei. And then he does 100 push-ups with weights on. And then everybody's impressed how much push-ups he can do with 250 weights on him. And then then my guy says, do 100 setups. And then he does 100 of every jumpy of everything. And Naruto is sweaty. And then Naruto wants to say hi to Hiruzen and ask him how's the thing, and he only did that to with the sense of Orochimaru. And so now it's everybody else's match, and he's standing right by Lord Third. And so then Lord Third's like, oh hey Naruto. And then Naruto says, hi, Mr. Kazekage. And then Naruto whispers in his ears, and he says, or Orochimaru. And then he gets a chill rolling down his spine. And then the third Hokage say, what's wrong? And Naruto and him both say, nothing at all. It's just a little thing between me and Naruto. And then the third Hokage says, okay. And then Orochimaru stares at Naruto, and Naruto stares at him and smiles. And so then Naruto's getting ready to watch Sasuke's match, and everything happens the same. But when Gaara's about to transform, Naruto says, I got this. And so then so when Gaara's trying to transform, and when they're trying to take Gaara away, Naruto does planetary devastation, and then there's a big rock in the sky with Gaara in it, and Naruto breaks it open a little so he can breathe, and so Gaara's just in there, and Naruto sets a clone and tells him to get him out of there, and then Naruto gives Gaara his speech. And now the real Naruto's fighting Orochimaru. And so then they're fighting, and Naruto and him are way too better than enough. When Hashirama did that thing, Naruto just did Futon Fireball Jutsu, and then he did an Almighty Push, and then he Almighty pulls Tomirama near him, and then he puts chakra rods all in them, so they're disabled for the whole match. They can't break out, both of them. This Genin's good, Hiruzen, and Hiruzen's nods. And so then Hiruzen tries to do the Reaper Death Seal again, but this time I believe Naruto can transfer chakra as the power of the rinnegan, and so, or the tensiegan, I'm not sure, but I know he could. So he transfers like 1/4 of his chakra, which is a lot, and so gives it to him. And so now Orochimaru's presumably dead, not really keyword, because he just goes into Kimimaru's thing, and so Hiruzen's dead, and so same thing happens with Tsunade, but this time Naruto knows about Rasengan, so he does it, and so here's what he does. He throws a flying Rajin at him, and then she of course dodges, and Naruto teleports behind her, putting Rasengan at her, but she flicked him, and it kind of hurt. And so Naruto's almost knocked out, but then she tried to do it again, but she gives him a kiss on the forehead. And so she says he's good, he got a single hit on me, so she gives him this necklace, and she comes with him. And so Orochimaru is like that. Oh, and I believe Orochimaru would still have his arms off because he's summoning into another body, and yeah, if he's taking it over, I believe the Reaper Death Seal effects would happen on Orochimaru. So I'm gonna just do that. Okay, that's it for now. See you later.